everyone, welcome to another episode of Geek World. We're here in the Indy 100 studio where we've sought a safe haven. No more aliens, no more cave.
Yeah, we are totally clear. You know, we had a great time in that cave, but then some old guy with some cane showed up, and he was, like, really mean and kind of a dick. And
yeah, he was all limping, like, I'm here with my cane. Oh, look at me!
Something about the Dark Knight, I don't know. Anyway,
Whatever.
It doesn't matter. It's super dark out there, man. Why are you kicking us out?
I know, right? Well, don't worry, we stole his toys.
Yes, I got this awesome belt. I can't wait to find out what's in it.
I bet there's shark repellent.
Oh, that would be cool. I could totally use some of that.
Yeah. So continuing with our Comic-Con coverage, we got to talk to Makoto Kamiya, the director of the new Resident Evil CGI animated film, Resident Evil Damnation.
He also directed Resident Evil Degeneration a few years ago, which we totally
awesome.
loved. And so, AnnaMay, what did we need to know?
We needed to know what can we expect from the new Resident Evil movie, Resident Evil Damnation. So let's see what Kamiya-san had to say.
おそらく、僕実はこう
First of all, I have to be very honest with you. I have no idea what the story of Resident Evil 6 is about. But what I think our CGI, animation films do is, supplement what happens in between the video games. So, for example, after Resident Evil 4 came our previous film, Resident Evil Degeneration. Then came Resident Evil 5, the video game. And then comes Resident Evil Damnation, to be followed by Resident Evil 6. So, people who've played Resident Evil 5 might be saying, whatever happened to those characters after Resident Evil 5? So I think our film will be able to show people what exactly is happening after Resident Evil 5 and then to lead into Resident Evil 6, which is to come.
Awesome. I can't wait for this movie.
I love how they really have a good timeline, how they keep it kind of in sync with what's going on in the games. It's kind of like, they make sure to keep it within the timeline.
So great for the fans, right? And the footage we saw at Comic-Con looked super awesome. It was like Leon taking on these crazy lickers and like a war zone. It was totally crazy. So I can't wait for this movie to come out.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Next up, we got to talk to some of the stars of Lost Girl.
Now, Lost Girl is a show that we really love. It's actually a Canadian show that got picked up by the Sci-Fi Network.
We talked to Anna Silk, who plays the main character, the succubus, Bo.
And basically, she's doing a lot of fighting and a lot of loving.
Sexy.
Oh, yeah. So we had to ask Anna, what is tougher to do, the fight scenes or the love scenes?
I really think that sex scenes can sometimes be harder than fight scenes, and they can be physically exhausting like a fight scene. In our original pilot, which aired as episode 8 in season 1, Kris, who plays Dyson, and I had a love scene that was so physical, and by the end of the day I was covered in fake blood, a little bit bruised, and it was my birthday that day, I remember, and it was the weirdest birthday I've ever had, and so yeah, they can be really challenging, but the fight scenes are tiring too. You forget it's such a small amount of time on screen, and you forget how much time you spend shooting it. So you have to really kind of pace yourself, and we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun doing it.
That sounds like the best birthday ever.
Yeah, and you have something to remember it by.
Exactly. Either way, next up we talked to Kris Holden-Ried. Now this guy, his resume has got a lot of, werewolf in it.
Yeah, he's a werewolf on Lost Girl, he was a werewolf in Underworld Awakening. So I had to ask him, Kris, are you in fact a werewolf?
I wish I was. The funny thing about that is they were my biggest fear when I was a kid. When I was 8 years old, my brothers, I have 2 half-brothers, sat me down and I watched American Werewolf in London. And I ran out of the room halfway through it. And for the next 10 years, werewolf paranoia, every time I was in the dark, in any place in the woods, I would think a werewolf was going to get me. So it's very ironic that now I'm playing a werewolf, 2 of them. When I was a kid, I would run through the woods and pretend to be creatures all the time. It was me and my dog and woods and running and playing. So, yeah, it comes kind of naturally to me.
I think it's pretty clear. Yes, he's a werewolf.
I would say there's plenty of evidence to support that. So, either way, next up, we are going to some of our interviews from Tron Uprising.
Stay close!
So we got to talk to some of the cast members of this Disney XD animated show.
One of the people we got to talk to is Tricia Helfer,
Number 6 herself.
who, by the way, is so sexy.
I mean, yes, it's so true. She is gorgeous.
I was absolutely mesmerized. I'm telling you, like, she was like right here, like right in front of me, and I was like, oh my god, I'm just completely enamored by you. I was busy taking pictures. I stopped. I didn't get a single picture of her. You know why? Because she was right there.
So while we were there, Tricia told us what the difference is between live action acting and voice acting.
It really should be filmed sometime because you feel like it, and that's where you sometimes you just have to forget feeling like an idiot because you're standing there going, and it's like,
Ooh, well, I'm gonna try. Okay. Ooh, Sounds like I was in a fight, right?
Definitely, yeah.
I'm awesome at that.
Yeah, I bet she Foleyed all those sounds herself.
Oh yeah, totally.
She's
yeah.
like, Tricia, we need a light cycle. Wow, you're so good.
So next up, we got to talk to Bruce Boxleitner, Tron himself. He told us a funny little story about doing some press for Tron Legacy with Michael Sheehan.
One day they paired me with him, and I'm sitting there going, I have no Academy Award nominations, things like that, so I'm kind of feeling intimidated, believe it or not, and I'm sitting there going, he kept going, yes, there I was 11 years old in my village in Wales, and we went to our local cinema, and my father and I, and it was a bonding experience to see Tron together, and now I get to do Tron. I said, shut up, will you? Stop with the 11-year-old business, okay? I'm aging before your eyes, yeah.
Oh, Bruce, there's no need to be jealous. You're Tron.
I mean, I'm not Tron.
I'm not Tron.
Exactly. So just you, you're Tron.
I mean,
no one's ever going to take that away from
not
you.
even the dude is Tron.
Exactly.
So that's it for this episode of Geek World. Don't forget to listen to the radio show on Indie 100 and The Point Radio, and be sure to tune in on Tuesday for the next episode of Geek World on YouTube. You can also check out our website, geekworldradio.com, where we will be posting videos of the full interviews that we did at Comic-Con.
Have a good week.
Well, now it's time to vote with AnnaMay and Dave. It's safe to say we'll have some fun today on Geek World Radio.